Good afternoon. Okay, so today, trying to make some progress on my Blazor application, Ultimate Neighborhood Ladder. Working on the React one next, but I'm trying to get the auth portion of this functioning, and I've had limited luck of all the parts not fully triggering. So that's been kind of a fun thing to try to overcome. I was watching a video trying to work on another way to do it. Um, so you might ask, well, what happened to your Azure programming certification? Well, I'm still working on that too. I had to let my Coursera course um, lapse fee. It's like $50 a month. And when you're out of work, you're trying to avoid fees. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start that one back up here soon. Anyway, I had to break down and take a little bit of money out of the rollover from my old company to my IRA, so that I had some money to hold us over until I find work. So doing that. So I have a little bit of resources to continue working with my education, so I can hopefully get work soon. In the meantime, just got to keep getting better, better. So the work I am currently, last week, when last we met, last time on the great programming adventures of Active Mind Gamer, I was working on trying to get auth working, and I've been working on this for a couple of days now, and it has been not quite the success I had hoped for. I just basically tried to follow along with and I'm guessing there's something that I'm doing. I'm obviously doing something wrong, but when I tried to do it just using the tools that were provided, basically when you open up a core API web project, it uses a template, and that template will give you some basics. You say, I want to do auth, and it puts in the auth basics, but you still have to go connect it to stuff. And then when you go load the app, it'll actually give you links to things that help you to go set it up. And well, it didn't work. I went to Facebook, set it all up on Facebook. Facebook appears to be working because it's showing that I connected. It shows that I get the authorization back. But when it comes back to C# just chokes on it, doesn't know what to do with it. It says there's something wrong in the code. I don't know what it's complaining about. I can't figure it out. It just says the code is not valid. And if you look back at my previous streams, you'll see what that is. It says, it's not like syntactically wrong. It just says, what was it? I don't know. Basically, it didn't like one of the variables I was passing it. When I go into, let's see here, the pages, external login, you see that up here, you have email sender is injected. It chokes on email sender every time, says it's not defined or not set up or whatever. And all the examples and everything I could find set it up exactly like I have it. I don't know. You can't step into it. There's no stepping into the call for email sender. I was stepping you through, and as soon as it hits it, it blows up. It goes in, and it hits. I believe it is this line. No, this line. It hits this input model, I guess. Yeah, that one. And when it goes to instantiate it, so when it goes to run this, it just chokes, and it's not on that line. I don't know where it's at. It's actually right here. And it doesn't let you get past the signature, the heading of the method. So you go in, it hits, it gets this email, which I'm thinking the email has something to do with it, but I don't know where it's getting or slash not getting it from. I'm not fully understanding how this functions. Because when you first open program.cs during this process, you see that it actually creates this. It creates a transient for email sender. So this basically means every time you call it, it's going to reinstantiate it. It's going to create a new instance because it's creating a transient of this email sender. This is the value it's trying to get at some point because we inject it into the other, but it's just choking on it. It just says no, no, no. I tried ChatGPT, I tried Copilot, I tried just looking up online, just general Google searches, and nobody seems to be able to give me an answer that's telling me why this is failing. I even tried to, since it was based on the project template, I figured maybe somebody else has hit this and they could tell me why email sender is choking. But unfortunately, I can't find anybody anywhere that knows what is happening. So as a result, I am stumbling across trying to get this to function. So there we are. That's the latest and greatest, and this is where I was setting up my authentication for Facebook. Like I said, it does work. Actually, you know what? Let's see if this is completed now. I did have to get verified. It is now verified, so nice. That's good. I don't know how much that affects anything. maybe that was the answer. I had to get it verified. Maybe it didn't want to work until I got it verified. So let's go see what it does. I don't believe I've changed anything that would create a syntactical error. I was just playing with different ways to get things going. I even tried to start a brand new app, I think, at one point to try to see if I could get it working through a fresh app, one I haven't done anything to yet. I've done very little to this. You'll see at the beginning, this is all you get. All I did really put this image in. I put a couple of I played with a little bit of the headers and headlines, but that was it. So if I go log in, now I still want to get this authorization working, but that's not my thing right now. I want to work on one thing, get Facebook working. So I go to Facebook, and so this, see, this is the error. See, nothing. I cannot provide a value for property email sender on type UNL components external login. There is no registered service of type identity email card. So I don't know why it says that. It's I don't know what I'm missing. There's got to be something. But I put this into ChatGPT, and it didn't know what to do with it either. So I can go copy, and then I can go right click on here. So ask Copilot. Copilot says the exact same thing that ChatGPT was saying, basically saying, you don't have your email sender set up, and this is what you need to do. And I go through, and it's all done. It's all there. It's in the right places. Does all the same thing. Slightly different layout for it, but let's go see. Let's pop this out so I can see it in better. All right, so let's put this here. So this is ChatGPT's solution for my problem. Now you can see here we got here are a couple of steps you can take to resolve this issue. In your startup.cs, which I do not have, I'm using a program.cs, but it should work the same. Ensure that you have an add default UI when configuring services. This method registers the default UI services, including iEmail sender. Here's an example for how to configure this. To be honest, I don't think this is it, but let's go over to program.cs. All right, so there's Copilot has whatever. Configure services. Is that a thing on here? And which is weird. I feel like I shouldn't be having to do any of this because it's supposed to already be built in, right? And then custom implementation. If you don't want to use the default UI, you can create your own implementation of email sender. Here's an example. Public class email sender. See, this does exist. I have an email sender class, which is on. Is this one? No. I think. Where is email sender? Is it shared? Pages. External login. Oh, it's external login picker, I think. Dang it, where to go? I know I have an email sender, obviously, because I use it in the object. Invalid user. Confirm. Oh, maybe it's confirm email. Okay, fine. Let's go back to program CS. And then we'll go up here. We'll go to definition. Yeah, it is email sender CS. Where the heck is that? It's in services, email sender CS. Oh, where's that? Oh, it's way down here. All right, email sender CS. Okay, so this is where you see I have email sender actually is created. So they have the port, the host. I see that's just it. So send email async. So that's send email async here, but I'm using the send grid, and I actually have send grid key, and I have breaks on here. So if it was even getting to this, I'd be good. But what's happening is it's blowing up right here. It doesn't even, it like hits this method and goes kaboom. Doesn't like step into anything, doesn't like anything that I've done. It just says, no, not doing it. And it's like, that doesn't help me at all. What is complaining? So it doesn't like something about like this iEmail sender, something. Remember to replace, yes, I have all this. Dependency injection. Make sure you register your custom email sender class in the dependency injection container, usually in startup. Oh, I have this. See, this is the same thing I did. Services.add transient, and this is where it creates. So, but the thing is, even when I create that transient, this doesn't call. None of this email sender stuff calls. So it can't be complaining about any of this code because it never walks through any of this code. Never hits it. So how would it be complaining? You can't say that I have anything wrong or anything set wrong because it's not actually getting to these lines. I put breaks in here, you know, multiple different places. There just isn't a method or a process that actually fires any of this. So I am stumped. I don't know what's going on. So this is why I had actually tried to create a second or a new method. I just think I did AMG, was it AMG authorize, this guy here? Okay, so AMG authorize is me trying to just say screw it, following a different process to try to create an API that just does the authorization. I just pass everything, screw it. So I'm creating a straight up .NET Core API, and we're going to try and do it that way. I know the other way is functional, should be. I haven't figured out how, and I don't like giving up on it because I like to be able to see things work. But at the same time, I like to make some progress, and sometimes you just got to change directions. Besides, ultimately, I wanted to have my authorization done in an API, because then I can use that API on my React. And so I don't have to mess with authorization twice. I create it once, and my React will come in, grab the same API to authorize, and I can just move on and create the websites separately. Format them, lay them out, do whatever, call the database, do whatever I need, but have the authorization handled by one thing. Now, one of the nice things too is I want to use the token system. I forgot what they call it. It's some kind of a token setup where you don't use a cookie. It's going to pass the token to the different websites. So in theory, I could switch between core and my Blazor and React applications, and they can just pass the token to each other. I could actually have one that I log into, say, okay, open up the React site, and I click and it would pass over and take my login with it, my token with it. And then now that one's logged in, and I can kind of play with both of them because they'll both have the token and they'll both be able to use it to do whatever I'm doing. So ultimately, I think it'll be cleaner. I can have one login, one thing handling the token process. Anyway, so that said, I was working on my is this one?
So you think you know Wix? Do you really? First up, we've got.
No, this was one thing, but that wasn't what I was working on. What do we got? Look at it here. What's this? Let me reply to this guy. Alrighty, let's see if I can find. Let's see history. Where's Saturday, Friday? Thursday. Here we go. .NET authentication with identity and web API with bearer token. Yeah, this guy.
Let's add parentheses here.
So this guy seemed to be pretty good. And I'm just kind of following along with his thing. I don't know how far I got compared to him. I can't remember. Sorry. Yeah. Let me stop yawning, and I will fix my camera here slightly because it's being washed out by my surroundings here. It's darker. Maybe too dark? Nah, it's good enough. Okay. So, let's see where I was. Let's go back a little notch. It's only a 20-minute video, but
just our data context. So for instance, here now we say builder services.
Okay, so we're going to go over program.cs. I think I did some of this already. So builder services, add Swaggergen, that's already there.
And then add DB database context, and that should be our data context.
Options equals SQL. Yeah, this is and I have my default.
That's the one. Okay, and please use that's the correct one. Add some options here because we need a connection string for our SQL Server database. Of course, we could have used SQLite as well. Would be maybe a bit simpler, but I pretty much always use the SQL Server. So here let's use it as well. Maybe this is more production ready then.
Now,
And
SQL
then
Server
if you're using
Express
SQL
is what
Server
I'm using as well,
and
because I
so
like
we've got
SQL
this
Server. I
first
have
SQL
it.
Server method, and we need another NuGet package for that. That is unfortunately not recommended here.
And I already
suggested
put this
here.
in.
So when
So you can
need
see
to
I've
fix
already got
that
part of
real
this stuff
quick, go to
set
browse,
up.
and
I
here
was
we
kind of going
say
through this process. Now, the one thing I don't have is
Microsoft
actually my
Framework
database set
Core,
up yet.
and then
So what I should probably do is go over and go to SQL Server Express. I guess I could just open Management Studio here. Have you noticed, I don't know if it's gotten any better, but SQL Server has a, let's see if this works. Okay, so this is my local database. I thought I already updated this. Oh, is this 18? I already have 19 installed. I apparently didn't do it here though. Okay, so do I have any databases even on my local machine? I do. Wow. Huh. So this is a turnkey application that I bought. I have a few edits in there that I built because I bought. It's turnkey plus I've also purchased the code, so it allows me to do whatever I want with the code. So I kind of have tweaked it and optimized it for my website. But I'm just totally going to be, right now I'm using Shopify for my website because I'm paying for the credit card charges and everything. I'm still paying on Shopify. I don't know if the best deal there is. There's no easy way to do all that, right? But it is what it is. It's like with my website, I don't pay for my website at all, but I have to pay for all of the credit card services. And then you pay, if you go to Shopify, you don't pay for all the credit card services, you just pay for the, the transactions, but you're paying for Shopify. So you're just, it's this stuff, constantly paying for something. And I'm seeing as I sold out a lot of my product, we're down to just mage cages, which are great cases, by the way, if you want some. But I don't have any more X cases. And so sales are, next to nothing. Because I only have one product working, other than the inserts that go inside, the magnets and the flex iron that goes on, flex iron bases that you put on your pieces. So yeah, anyway, I know I'm digressing. Let's go. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this in my AMG Web, or if I want to create AMG Web 2, or if I just want to call it, let's just call it new. Let's just call it new database. And what version of SQL Express am I running? Am I even running a SQL Express? See what happens if I open this. This is the 2019. Wait, how come that didn't open? I wasn't supposed to be a folder I was opening. I was supposed to be opening actual SQL Server 2019. Geez, is there Management Studio 20? Open 20. Would you like to import settings? Yeah, let's import from 18 because I don't think I actually have 19 running. Let's close this. Now, SQL Server Management Studio is a fair bit slower. It's slow to open. Uh-oh. What does that mean? Oh yeah, I don't know. Must be a security thing. Okay, so we have our AMG web. I am going to now, I guess, create a new database. I wonder what the database setup's supposed to look like. He doesn't really say, I don't think, in his create web API, register an identity object, add authenticity, add run first code, run the app, configure Swagger to test the authentication with Swagger. What about cookie authentication? I don't care about cookie authentication. I do need a drink though, hold on. All right, well, let's see here.
SQL, oh, where was it? There, SQL Server. The Microsoft SQL Server database provider. With the filter here, and you is simply say builder. And then configuration, because I want to add the connection string to the app settings JSON, typical stuff, right? And here we will call this also default connection. All right, and now let's go to the app settings, and here we add connection strings and the default connection again.
I'm using it's default connection. So I'm using an invalid link right now, but no, I'm using secrets instead. Which manage, where's on here somewhere? Manage secrets, manage user secrets. So I have it here. It's the same thing. Connection strings, which, by the way, I think I have to change this because this guy here actually is looking for, right, the application composes, this is useful, adding, where's it at? No, see, it says shorthand for get section connection strings, and then the name. So I say connection string, it knows what it's looking for, but this is the name. So I need a match. So I needed to say connection strings, default connection. So yeah, gotta change that.
In my case, because I am using a SQL Server Express locally, would be server is...
Actually, the name of my server locally is, I think it's SQL Server Express. I should probably look. What database is this? It might just be SQL. I might have the actual SQL version on here, but let's see here. Properties, version. Oh, see, I got SQL Server Enterprise. So it might just be SQL Server. Let's see, is there a connection string available that I could just copy? Connections. Nope. Database settings. Nope. General. I thought you could probably just grab a connection string for it, but maybe not. database. Policy Super Azure Data Studio reports. Rename. No, guess not. View connection properties, but that's probably not what I want either. No. I mean, I probably have to create a new database anyhow. Like I said, I don't think I want to use the AMG Web database because I'm going to rebuild my AMG Web anyway. I mean, I guess I could use the same table structures, but a lot of it become obsolete once I do it because I'm going to dump a lot of the extra stuff. You gotta remember, when you buy a turnkey website, or if you, just like when you use Shopify, they're designed to allow lots of customization, right? So you're building all this stuff in that's the database is just holding all this extra peripheral crap, for lack of a better term. And so when you build your own site, you build it the way you want it. You don't build it just for all the possible permutations of how you might want to build it in 10 years or 5 years. You know, just redesign it. Yeah, you could build a site that way, but why? I mean, you lay it out the way you want it in your website and you pull your data the way you want it, but you shouldn't have to build it for all this fancy, because Shopify builds their websites for a UI that allows them to simplify for the user building their own website. You know, drag and drop this and drag and drop that, and that's fine for the user who's building off of Shopify, but you don't need that stuff on yours. You just build it the way you want it, and it's going to be a lot more streamlined. It's going to be a lot more simple for you, because it's just going to be your website does what it has to do. It's not being set up for 10,000 other people to come along and build some other website that does something totally different and can structure different data and whole different stuff, because yours just doesn't need to do that. I have no need. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go fix my connection string. So it's not SQL Express. My server name is whatever this is. I'm going to go new connection for now. Database, owner, general. Let's go. Server name. So there's my server name. I'm going to use the same server name. AMG Web. See what this does. Database. Do I want to use AMG Web? I can use AMG Web. I mean, I would have to trying to decide if it's important enough to me. Let's not. Let's create a new database. New database. We'll go to databases. We'll say new database. And we'll just call it, let's call it the Ultimate Community Ladder. Is that long? Database name? Should I just call it UCL? Give it a nickname. I'll just take it. Ultimate Community Ladder. Who is the owner? Me. All right, so we'll do that. So the database name will be, where to go? Database. It's not much longer than that anyway. All right, let's go here.
Period backslash SQL Express. The database, let's say, is .NET 8 authentication maybe, and then we set trusted connection to true and trust server certificate also true.
Did I not put that in? Nope, guess not. Trust server certificate equals true.
Okay, so hopefully everything is correct. Let's save that. Go back to the program CS. Let's add parentheses here. And now let's make this.
Wait, he's got more parentheses than me. Oh no, I got one right here. Wait, what's this one complaining about? Expected semicolon? Where's the semicolon supposed to be? Really? Right there? Okay.
Bigger so we see everything. Okay, so we've got our data context. We have registered our data context, and now we can add authentication and authorization. For that, real quick, I'm currently creating a .NET 8 Web Dev Jumpstart course, which will be available for free. We're gonna have a look at web APIs and entity framework there, for instance. And if you want to be the first to know when this thing is available, then I recommend just check out the link in the video description, and I will send you an email when you can get it. So scroll a bit further down, and then you know what to do. Now let's continue with the tutorial. We start with builder, and then services, and then add authorization. Okay, so far nothing really changed. And the other thing that we also need is the identity API endpoints. So for that we say builder services add identity API endpoints with now the identity user. Again, in your case, maybe you want to use another entity here, then just put it there, and it should also work. And then add entity framework stores. See it here as an entity framework implementation of identity information stores. So we get a bunch of tables when we now run our migration, and of course we have to specify the DB context here. That's it. And now comes the
Okay, so something's not. Oh, probably because I didn't add all the parts. It's got to go add entity framework stores. Again, it's going to be data context. What's the hotkey that when it's giving you hints, it says, hey, if you, this is what you're about to type. And it's, all right, how do I accept it? It's like, it starts, you know, it's leading you into what you can do. If I hit tab, it didn't work. It didn't add nothing. Add identity API endpoints. Identity user. Alright, how come his identity user worked and mine didn't? Am I missing something? Identity?
amazing part, and if you want to be the endpoints, so for that we say builder services add identity API endpoints with now the identity user. Again, in your case, maybe you want to use another entity here, then
Am I missing something? Oh, maybe that's it. I didn't have my. Oh, it's having a missing using statement. So it's interesting. You can actually. Well, maybe you can't do it here. But you in .NET Core Web, you can actually have a using page, and you put all your usings there, and they all call it, which is really cool. So you don't have to like. I mean, if you need it in the app, it'll go get it from that page, rather than having to put it on every page that needs it. So it makes it kind of nice.
just put it there, and it should also work. And then add entity framework stores. See it here adds an entity framework implementation of identity information stores. So we get a bunch of tables when we now run our migration, and of course we have to specify the DB context here. That's it. And now comes the amazing part, really. Here we just add another middleware. Here we just say add and then map identity API again for the identity user, and that's it. This is the new magic in essence, but before we can test that, we have to run our migration. So we go to the package manager console and make sure to use the proper.
Okay, I didn't know that identity user work because it's because I didn't spell it correctly.
Directory here, so now we are there. Now we can say .NET EF. If you have the tools installed, I have to mention that in essence, but before we can
Alright.
test that, we have to run our migration. So we go to the package manager console and make sure to use the proper directory.
Alright, so well, package manager console. He got there quick. He must have a hotkey, or there probably is a hotkey, and I just don't know what it is. Because see, this doesn't show a hotkey.
Here, so now we are there. Now we can say .NET EF. If you have
What is it? What dir? What is he in? Oops. No.
the tools installed, I have to mention that. So if you don't have the entity framework tools installed, what you can do is tool install -- global and then .NET -EF.
Let's try that. I think he's in his application space. Yeah, he is. Okay, so I gotta go back forward. CD AMG authorize. And then we're gonna do, I don't know if I have the entity framework tools. I'm guessing I do, but whatever, I'm sure it'll put them.
Alright, I already have it
So it'll probably do something like that, show that I've got it already installed, but we'll do it anyway. .NET tool install .NET -EF. Oh, global. Install -global. Okay. .NET tool install -global. Oh, I guess I don't need this. Oh, guess it wasn't installed, but now it is.
installed. So what I can do is update them or uninstall and then install them again. Alright, and with .NET EF we see that this version now is installed, and you also see the commands here. So now what you can do is .NET EF migrations.
Let's see. .NET EF migration add.
Simply say add initial for the initial migration. Build starting And it seems we forgot the design package. Alright, that's the case when you try to do these tutorials real quick when the baby is asleep. So again, NuGet packages. And now here again we try to find the Microsoft ASP.NET Core. There it is. Design, please. That's the one. And
Did I not put that in? Maybe I did. Alright, well, let's go back over here. I'm getting confused because I had to put that in my other one. Microsoft.entity framework dot design. Oh, it's entity framework core dot design. Oh. Oh. Yes. No. It is installed. Microsoft Entity Framework Core dot design. Alright, that was a problem then. You can invoke the tool using command .NET EF migration and initial. No project was found. Change the current working directory to use the dash project option. Oh, did I not put something in I was supposed to?
install. I accept.
You know, with Amazon, the hardest thing is obviously finding products to sell, and then getting authorized to sell those products.
And now let's try that one more time. Alright.
Wait, what did he put in?
Build starting. And it seems we've
.NET add initial. .NET of migrations. EF migrations add initial. So his build started. So am I in the wrong project? I should not be, but it is possible that it is AMG authorize. Yeah, I needed to go in another level. Doing something. No, should I do this?
forgot the design package. Alright, that's the case when you try to do the
Alright, build failed. Use .NET build to see the errors. .NET build to see the errors. Do I need to go? Where's .NET build? Did it go into my output? Nope. Okay. Something's wrong here. Map identity API. Why doesn't it like identity user? Oh, is that supposed to be square brackets? Maybe that's the problem. Or I call it these guys. Oops. Nope, not supposed to be square brackets. What did he do? What did I miss, man?
middleware. Here we just say add and then map identity API again for the identity user, and that's it.
Oh, it is correct, but I forgot the parentheses. Silly me. Alright, so that takes care of that problem. I'm not sure what the problem is there. Unexpected use of an unbound generic name. The type of namespace name DB context options cannot be found. Are you missing a using directive? I don't know, am I? I didn't put this here. This isn't my work. This was just something that came with the app.
This is the new magic in essence, but before we can test that, we have to run our migrations. So we go to the package manager console and make sure to use the proper directory here. So now we are there. Now we can say .NET EF.
Now I'm going to go back over here just because I don't know what that issue is. It's probably going to complain because it doesn't like this data context.cs. Yeah, it's the same problem. So I go over here to errors. We're going to have this until I figure out what's going on here. I don't remember this being ever, I never actually added this other than, I think by default it might have come in here, but I don't think he's ever done anything with it. Built the project. He's got, he just kind of talks about it a little bit. So, oh, we do have DB context. What did he do here that I missed? DB context.
Absolutely want that as well. So that's what we need. And additionally, we also need a teeny tiny constructor here.
Oh, did he add an extra identity? Oh no, wait, no, I got that on there. Entity framework core. Got my namespace. Identity context, except I don't have this. His doesn't have that. And I did fix part of it.
With one argument that is of type DB context options build, no, not builder, that one. And then our type data context, say name is here options, and we choose the.
Is this supposed to be lowercase? No.
Base constructor. I use this thing as well, and we are pretty much done.
I don't. What's different here? I mean, like I say, didn't have a problem with the case, which is good because I hate case problems. Oh, what? Wait, no. I was going to say that is a problem, but nope, that's not it because I'm still having issues. We got options, base, data context, DB context options. This looks like I don't have the necessary generate type DB context. Oh, it's spelled wrong. Case sensitivity strikes again. There it is. Gotta love case sensitivity. Alright, well, let's go back to my package manager console and see what it does now. Build succeeded. Done. To undo this action, use of my EF migration remove.
Server is period backslash SQL Express. Here we just add another middleware, initial migration. We already have the full release of .NET 8. And as you can see here, almost. Alright, there's an issue I got several times now. So here we just set this to false.
Where is he? .NET DB authentication. I'm under migrations. There it is. Nope. Data? Nope. Controllers? Nope. Where is this thing he's looking at? He's got .NET DB authentication. Oh, that's his application. That's a project file, I think. How did he edit that though? Can you? I mean, I know you can edit it, but how is he doing it from here? Oh, edit project file. There it is. So he has a thing in here, invariant globalization. I don't even have invariant globalization as a thing in here. Target framework, nullable, implicit usings. But he's got invariable globalization. I don't even know what that is.
Try that one more time, and now you see all the commands. Seen it, right? Okay, you can stop the video if you want to read them. But now we've got our tables, and now we can finally run our application.
Mine just said success, but it didn't give me a bunch of feedback like his did. So if there was a problem, do I need to put invariant globalizations in? I mean, I don't even know what that is. Do I have stuff in this database that I'm unaware of that did go in? I would think I would have got errors or something. So I think I would have got errors, so I don't think it actually did anything, but yeah, see, there's no tables here. Didn't do anything. He's saying, I think this was supposed to have created it for him. So either my connection string is bad, but it didn't say there was a connection string problem. It just says build started, build succeeded. No, that.
Candidate 1.8 version of Entity Framework Core Design. I don't know, that was an issue. Maybe for you it isn't anymore because you already have the full release of .NET 8. Anyways, now as you can see here, build started, succeeded. Now we've got our migrations folder here, and when you have a look, you see it will create a table, ASP.NET roles, ASP.NET users, typical identity stuff, right? So we can say .NET EF database up.
Oh. Oh, I haven't ran that part. I accidentally skipped it. Okay, let's go down here. So we got .NET EF database update.
And with that then
We're going to find out if my connection is good. It's going to do the build. Succeeded. And then we got errors. Okay, so I have a feeling my connection string is bad. Invalid value for key integrated security. So let's go look at my secrets. Trusted connection. Database. Do I need to put an integrated security piece on there? All right, let me check something here. I build my connection string up. I think it's integrated security is a parameter, but let's see. Database, initial catalog, ASP.NET. Attach DB file, integrated security. See, I need to put integrated security in. But SSPI, I don't even know what that is. Is it just SSPI? What is? Alright, well, I don't know what SSPI is. I'm going to find out though. Enable Windows Authentication for SQL Server. SSPI stands for Security Support Provider Interface, which allows an application to use a security package available on the system without changing the interface. Okay, so it's just, yeah. Let's see what that does. Still doesn't like it. We're still failing. All right. Still not liking. Invalid value for integrated security. Well, it's not SSPI then, whatever that is. Connect initially use data initial category. What the heck? Hey, Nate, thanks to cheap viewers. Oh, you're gonna be one of those folks, huh? Alright. Integrated security SSPI. Did not like my integrated security statement. Localhost initial catalog equals master, which is not, but why am I getting this error? Okay, let's go here and paste this puppy. Ensure the connection string is correctly formatted for Windows Authentication. It should be server, database, integrated security equals true. Now, I'm not sure integrated security is a good idea because I'm doing an API, which means the server would have to be on where my API is. And can you do that? I think I need to pass a password to it, right? A password user ID password. I don't know if that's a good plan, but maybe it's because I'm trying to do this piece here in addition to it. Let's take this out. Oops. All right, you go away. I'm not sure why I need to do this. Probably because I'm doing, I think ultimately the problem isn't this. I think the problem is that I have something wrong with my other settings here. Like, maybe it's not supposed to be server AMG SP8 home. Something else. But we'll find out. All right, see where this takes me. Nope, still doesn't like it. Wait. Oh, well, something. Is it the order of things it doesn't like? Because, like, if I do this, will this work? If I put that on the end? Nope. Now what's the problem? I got the connection during the login process. SSL provided certificate chain was issued by an authority that is not trusted. But I did say trusted connection equals true. And trusted server certificate equals true. I don't think syntactically any of this stuff matters. I'm just putting in spaces and taking out spaces. Oh, you know what? Let's do this thing instead. Comma could have mattered. Hey, we got stuff. We got stuff. So it was. I had a comma in there instead of a semicolon. All right, so this should maybe have some stuff in it now. Oh, we should refresh it though. Yep, there we go. We got tables. Cool. It actually builds the tables for you. Roles, logins, the whole bit. Nice. Okay. Let's go and finish watching this video, shall we?
We will get our tables. They will be created, as you can see here. Almost. Alright, there's an issue I got several times now. So here we just set this to, but now we've got our tables, and now we can finally run our application. And drum roll, here it is. And as you can see, whoa, lots of
All right, so let's go ahead and run this. See what it does. Now this is authentication for the purposes of, yep, there we go, got all of our endpoints. Register, login. How does this work here? So we just pass in, let's see. What do I do? Try it out. Say, true, false. I want to use the tokens though. I don't want to use cookies. Use session cookie. Huh. It's not really what I want. I thought we were supposed to do this with token. Let's go see what happens. Let's go watch what he says. Let's do what he says.
points here, right? Of course, here we've got our weather forecast. Okay, that's the example stuff. All right, but here now, register, login, refresh, confirm email, and so on, even two-factor authentication, and so on. But let's just try registering and logging in. Great thing is when we try it out like that, already says email address is not correct, and even when.
All right, so let's go over to my app, which we have running somewhere. Where'd it go? Hello? Where'd you run to? All right, so bad request, doesn't like it. It's basically, it runs through and tries to do it. So if I say try it out, I have to put in a different email string. And we will go, let's see. I don't even have an email string for my online stuff, so I'll just say me. That's my junk mail. You know, it's sad I have to use my name as my junk mail. Mostly because, wait, what's a password? What the heck am I gonna do with password? How do I gotta create a password?
When we say something like string.string.com, it says, nope, the password has to be changed as well. Of course, you can configure that. If you want me to tell you how, please tell me that in the comments, then I will make another video about that. But let's just say we use the proper password, string, exclamation mark 1, for instance. Copy this because we will need that. We hit execute, and see it here, success. We have our account. Alright, and now we can log in. Try this out. You can already see there's something else, right? Use cookies, use session cookies, but let's just leave it at that. We say email and password, we say execute, and we add a comma up here, and then we get our bearer token. Isn't
Okay, so they do use a cookie, I guess, for the bearer token. So I can execute this. And go down here, it says curl details, add response 400, response body. Passwords must have at least one uppercase, A through Z. Alright, well, let's put in a T here. Detail response header, okay, bad request. Wait, what? 400. How can you have both a 200 and a 400? String, prop 1, prop 2, prop 3. I don't know. How do you have a 400 and a 200? I got a 200. Oh, okay. It's explaining what they are. This is what you got. These are what you could have got. Okay. All right. So that's it. So now we got to go over. What did he do? Try login. And all he did was take strings from up here. Copy. And then he put them right here. And we gotta put a comma here. And yeah, that's it. Let's go. Curl. JSON, email. 200 controls accept header. I don't know what exactly I got here. I mean, this is just what it looks like. It tells you when it'll expire, and there's your bearer. Oh, token type bearer. Okay. He did say we'd get a bearer token, so that's exactly what we wanted.
That's amazing. It expires and 3600 seconds. We've got a refresh token here. Token type is bearer. And now when we want to test that, let's do that real quick. For instance, when we now say our weather forecast controller here, we add authorize.
All right, so let's do it. Let's go over what he's doing. Let's test it out. We're going to go to the auth weather forecast controller. And then where's he putting that? So he's in the weather. I know I'm using this small screen. I wish I could kind of get a little bit nicer. What is theater mode here? That's a little bigger. I guess I close this. Might be even better. Okay. So that's a little less cramped, I guess. Alright, so he's actually using the weather forecast controller.cs. What am I on? Oh, I'm just weather forecast. So weather forecast that's in the controllers, which is this guy. Okay. So he is in the HTTP GET. So that's where we add authorize apparently. See, this is new. This is a learning thing for sure. Didn't know that.
Alright, and now when we refresh our application, of course,
So
and now try to run this, we can execute that.
And then we're gonna go over to our little puppy here, and we're gonna go here. He tries to run this. Try it out. Execute. Server response. We got the big nasty. Curl get.
Doesn't work, right?
Did it? I didn't get that. How come he did? Curl, request URL, server response. Oh, I guess I did. Never mind. Oh, I got the server response and responses. I was getting them mixed up. Okay, responses is the one that could be anything, but you got this one. Okay, so.
Right. So we have to add one more thing to our Swagger configuration. So let's go back to the program CS real quick. There we are. And here now we can say options and then options.
So we're going to add something to Swagger. I don't know what Swagger is, but is it a testing tool? I don't know. I will have to research that a little bit. See if I find my fingers. Options dot. All right, what do we have?
Add security definition OAuth 2, which is a new open API security scheme. Let's just use or add the using directive, and here now we can specify some things, meaning we can set the authorization header. So here now we say parameter location is the header, then the name of the header is again authorization, then we set the type, which is security scheme type API key. Down here we say options, operations, operation filter, security requirements, operation filter, and for that we also have to install a package, not the pre-release, please. And
Alright, so we got here semicolon, and then he's got options dot operation filter, security requirements, operation filter, semicolon. Okay, I don't know how to spell requirements though. Requirements. And apparently a few typos in there. Okay. Security requirements filter, operation filter, filter. Jeez. It's doing good up until that point. Okay, so open API, OAuth, Microsoft Open API models. I wonder if I could just take this puppy. I'm pretty sure I can. Take this guy. Go Control X. Go up here. Using. Put that over there. And then we have security requirements operation filter. Still not quite there. Open API. Security scheme. I don't need the period anymore. And we got OAuth 2. New. Everybody's kind of happy at the moment. I don't need any of this anymore because I put that in. So that'll be good. Security type key, API key, and am I missing a thing here? Security, generate, install package, swashbuckle ASP.NET Core filter, install with package manager.
And with that now we get the option to set a bearer token, alright? So as you can see, now we've got a button to authorize here, and down here we also see this little log icon. So This means that we have to be authorized. So let's try that one more time. We just log in, try this out, add our email and password with the comma here, we hit execute. Alright, there's now our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it, we write bearer, paste our token, we are authorized now.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a hot reset. And then we'll go over to our website. Just somewhere over here. So I'm missing something because mine didn't do what he said it did. Mine's not the same, man.
Log icon has checked. Add our email and password with the comma here. So as you can see, now we've got a button.
I do not have a button. That is not a button. It lied. What did I miss?
It's meaning we can set the authorization header. So here now we say parameter location is the header. Then the name of the header is again authorization.
Oh,
And we set
well,
the
let's go.
type, which is security scheme type API key. Down here we say options, operations, filter, operation filter, security requirements, operation filter, and for that we also have to install a package, not the pre-release please. And with that now we get the option to set a bearer token, alright? So as you can see, now we've got a button.
Okay, so something's weird. Let's go ahead and stop my code. Oops. No, I guess that kind of does stop it. And it restarts it. Ugh. Maybe it just doesn't have all the parts because I tried to do a hot reset and maybe it didn't pick up everything. Let's see what it is. Yep, there it is. There it is. All right, so I need to go and do the authorized bit like he's doing here. We will go back to here.
To authorize here, and down here we also see this little log icon. So this means that we have to be authorized. So let's try that one more time. We just log in, try this out, add our email and password with the comma here, we hit execute. Alright, there's now our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro.
Let's go ahead and type this in. I'll just go AMG, oops. AMG gamer at RomeoFamily.com. I'll just call it actually at ActiveMindsGames.com. it's not valid either way, but whatever. This one also we have to let's use the same thing. String exclamation point 1. Let's throw Z in there. Oops. Not just anywhere, right there. We'll call it strings. Nobody would expect strings to be a thing, right? Go like that. We will go ahead and execute. It's going to do this. It did do this. But didn't work. Wait a minute. I didn't like. Error response. Failed. MGGamer@activeMinds.com. What did I do wrong? Is there an error? MGGamer.com, strings 1, request URL, error response, undocumented tools, unauthorized 401 failed. Is it because I actually used a different? Oh, I probably did. It does. I didn't do register. I did log in, and it probably doesn't know me. It's like, who are you? 'Cause I'm creating new people. I bet you I have to. I either have to register that one, or I have to use the one I used before, which is. And then I have to go here and take this one out. And then see what happens. Okay, why doesn't it like, what am I doing? String exclamation point 1. But it's or I can cheat, go look at my users. I don't even know. Hey, I didn't write it down. You know, it's just, I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Oh, is it? Oh, I put AM Gamer. Silly me. AM Gamer, I don't know, which doesn't exist either, but yeah. Let's put this in here. Wow. Apparently I don't know what my password is. I forgot my password. I forgot my password. Forgot password. Let's do what happens when you forgot password. It's not going to work because it can't send me a correct password. Or maybe it will, because this is just a test thing, right? Try it out. Email. Really should have wrote it down. Oh well, gotta test some other things. $200 content length. Server. That's great. How about reset password? I don't know what that was supposed to do. I thought it would like send, probably, maybe it does or would send email. I don't know. Probably have to have it connected to something. There's no like web, I don't have a web server or anything on this, so how's it going to send me an email? Let's just reset the password and see if that works. Try it out. And then we'll say, what's the reset code? I don't know. What's the reset code? Am I supposed to have a reset code? Screw it. Let's just register a new account. I don't know. I don't know what this is, how this is supposed to work. I should have wrote down the password. I thought it was just what he said, string exclamation point 1, and then I had to capitalize something. Oh, you know what? I did. I capitalized something, but I think it was the T. Let's try a different thing. Let's go like this. I don't know. I was trying to be different, and I ended up making my life more difficult. This is why you write things down. I didn't realize it was still using it. Somehow I thought it was gonna. There it is. I got it. I got the password. What do you know? I should write it down, or delete it, or do it over. All right. So this is what he's doing. I don't think he's copying it. Why can't I hear him?
We write bearer.
Bear? Just like that? That's all I need to do? Oh, no, I think, no, that's not all I have to do. I need to do, he's copy and pasted. That's what he's doing. He's doing this, copy. Then he's going up here and doing this, and he's doing bear equals.
paste our token. We are authorized now. The log icon has changed a little. Hit execute, and we get our weather forecast data. Isn't that great? And here you see.
Well, you know what? I feel like, why did mine accept? Yeah, I didn't like it. Even though I have it locked, I could have put anything in there and didn't do it. But it does actually test the token, I guess. So I need to go like this and say log out, and then put this bearer back in. Bearer equals, and then as you see, he didn't put the quotes on it. I wonder if that's gonna fix it. Because see, it'll take whatever you want and it'll say authorized. But when you get down to the actual application, it's, you know, says little lock icons, but you can see it didn't actually work. So we'll try again. See, we're still getting a bad response. I'm not sure why. His is doing what it's supposed to. He got a 200 code.
See that the token has been added to the authorization header. This means that we have to be authorized. So let's try, which is a new that we also have to install a little log icon. So this means that we have to be authorized. So let's try that one more time. We just log in, try this out, add our email and password with the comma here. We hit execute.
So he got the bearer token, which I did get.
Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it. We write bearer, paste our token.
Did he put a comma in there? Or an
icon
equals?
has changed a little. We hit execute, and we get our web. Alright, there's
Did he just type
our
really
token.
fast?
Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it. We write bearer.
See, he's got bearer, but I don't see him type the equal sign.
Paste our token.
He just did a
We are
space. So let's see if that's all I need to do. Authorize, log out, go like this. Bearer, space, drop, authorize, close. Same thing down here again. Weather forecast, I'll say execute. Still not working. It is bearer. It's saying error response status is 401. So did I mess something up? Don't put it past me. Log out. Bearer. So there's a try that again. Still not working. Okay, let's log in. Try it out. Go here. And gamer. And then we're gonna go here again. Capitalize my T. And exclamation point 1. Execute. Gives us the bearer token. We copied this guy. Copy. And he went up to authorize. You type bearer, B-E-A-R-E-R, space, and you drop this guy in and said, so now we're all connected. Then we go to the weather forecast, click on here. Say try it out. Execute. Huh, it's not working. What am I doing wrong, folks? I mean, I thought I did it exactly like he did it. Put in the code, I got the code, got the bearer token. What is off with what I'm doing?
Authorized now. The log icon has changed a little. We hit execute and we get.
See, he gets his weather data, but I didn't get my weather data. Access token. Here's my access token.
We just log in, try this out, add our email and password with the comma here. We hit execute. Alright, there's now
See, I got my bearer.
our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it. We write bearer, paste our token. We are authorized now. The log icon has changed a little. We hit execute and we get our weather forecast.
So there's something amiss with mine. I can go back. But what did I do wrong? I mean, it's like, it's not saying, I mean, you get into the weather forecast and it says get weather, authorization bearer. It's there. Oh, look at that. That doesn't look like the right word. Authorization. Is that what the problem is? Authorization? I don't know if that's right. Let's go see if I'm spelling stuff wrong here. Let's go weather controller. Authorize. I didn't actually do anything else here though, so this would have to be in the programs. Authorize. That's only a name. That's not going to have any effect on anything. That's the header. So I fixed the spelling, but I don't think the title, the name, is going to have any effect on anything. So the question is, what is going on? We've got accept. Does his accept plain text?
Because data isn't dead.
Yeah, accept text plain. He's got localhost, same thing. Weather forecast, same thing. Get. So why is mine failing? And then it's localhost, blah, 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 weather forecast. So I've got the exact same thing going here. But, and he's got, yeah, no quotes, no extras, no nothing. That's what I did. We got all the way past here. We got even the bearer token part done. And everybody was happy. I'm going to take this piece though before so I don't forget it again. And then we're going to go here. Go to do a quick note. Just to hold on to that. And Alright, well. Something didn't work, troops. So I'm trying to figure out what that was exactly. So we'll paste this guy back down here. Comma. Execute. Got our bearer token again, different from last time. Copy. And then we're going to go up here and say authorize. I'm going to type error. And then all these guys are going to say I'm logged in. Try it out. Execute. Nope. We are still not functioning correctly. And it's not the bearer token. Ah, shoot. So I'm going to have to go back. And see what I did wrong, which I don't know how far back I have to go for that.
Here adds an entity framework implementation of identity information stores. So we get a bunch of, now we can say .NET, yep, sets, and nope. Well, of course you can configure that. If you want me to tell you how, please tell it in the comments, then I will make another video about
Let's see. Oh.
that. But let's just say we use the proper password, just leave it at that. We say email and password, we say execute, and we add a comma up here, and then we get our bearer token. Isn't that amazing? It expires and 3600 seconds. We've got a refresh token here. Token type is bearer. And now when we want to test that, let's do that real quick. For instance, when we now say our weather forecast controller here, we add authorize, alright, and now when we refresh our application, of course, and now try to run this, we hit execute, doesn't work, right? So we have to add one more thing to our Swagger configuration. So let's go back to the program CS real quick. There we are, and here now we can say options, and then options, add security definition, OAuth 2, which is a new open API security scheme. Let's just use or add the using directive, and here now we can specify some things, meaning we can
So he puts the aim parameter
the
location.
authorization header. So here now we say.
So I got the authorization to show up. I mean, it's showing the
header,
key and it's showing that it's
the
bearer,
name
but
of
it's
the
not
header is
actually.
authorization. Then we set the type, which is security. Security scheme type API key. And down here we say options, operations, filter, operation filter, security, requirements, operation filter, and for that we also have to install a package, not the pre-release please. And with that now we get the option to set a bearer token, alright? So as you can see, now we've got a button to authorize here.
So I got
and
that.
here we
Everything's
also
there.
see
It just doesn't work.
this little dog icon. So this means that we have to be authorized. So let's try that one more time. We just log in, try this out, add our email and password with the comma here. We hit execute. Alright, there's now our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated.
Yeah, I'm stumped again. There's always something that just doesn't seem to work. Because when I did my login, it's application JSON. We have this all in there. It's bearer. We logged in, we got the token, but when I attempt to run this, it doesn't work. Why? I mean, why? Authenticate bearer. Okay, well, that's fine. But alright, well, let's see. Is there anything I didn't save in my update? Let's refresh this. And we're gonna go log in again. Try it out. Gonna put my text here. And go here. Yeah, that's everything. And then we hit execute. It logs me in. Accepted with the email and password. And we take this guy again. Copy it. And then we go up to here and we'll authorize. Type bearer. Space, pop that guy in. Hit authorize. Close. Now we have it marking as logged in. Everybody says logged in. I click down here. I say try it out and I hit execute and it fails for the same reason. I don't know what it's doing. If it succeeded, I would have this option, but I'm not getting a success. Something I did versus something he did is different, and I am not sure what. Boy, I am hitting the mark, man. I thought I did it exactly the same.
In the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it, we write bearer, alright, there's now our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, it's already...
Yeah, it's an application, JSON.
Try this out. Add our email and password with the comma here, we hit add.
Yeah, it said application,
Execute.
JSON.
Alright, there's now our token. Again, this is no JSON web token, as already stated in the intro of this tutorial that you watched completely, right? And now here, you just copy and paste it, we write bearer, paste our token, we are authorized now, the log icon has changed a little, we hit execute, and we get our weather forecast.
See? His works, mine didn't. I don't see anything different.
Paste our token, we are authorized now, the log icon.
I'm just looking at his results down there pre.
Has changed a little, hit execute, and
Bearer. Trying to see if there's anything here that I'm seeing that's different from mine. So we have the get, we have weather forecast, text plain, and bearer, and my token, which is what his is, authorization. You know, it still shows the wrong spelling though. Even though I fixed the spelling. Because it was this, authorization. That shouldn't be a thing, right? again, I have already restarted this. I mean, I'll do it again only because for some reason it didn't catch my typo fix. So we'll get a fresh one so I get at least the right. So we at least get our typo fix in there. Authenticate bearer. Doesn't like, I get it. Then we go to login. Try it out. One more time. For all the marbles, man. For all the marbles. Let's see what we get here. Copy. Oops. Copy. And I'll go over here and put this puppy in here. Ah, shoot. Copy again. And again, and again. Copy. Paste. Alrighty. Everybody should be happy. We hit execute. We go down here. We now have our bearer token again. Brand new, fresh from the press. Copy. Go back up here, hit authorize, type bearer again. Space, paste. Authorize. Close. Go down here. Over here, it's fresh. Everything's got the newest and latest and greatest. We hit execute. And it does work. Wow, what the heck? Because I spelled it right. See, now it says authorization. Authorization. That's all it was. It was a spelling thing that just didn't take place and it was happy. Silly. Okay, so we've got this piece working. Authorization is pulling back. Now, ideally, you know, we got to make these endpoint calls, which is kind of the next thing, right?
And we get our weather forecast data. Isn't that great? And here you see that the token has been added to the authorization header. One more thing, what about cookie authentication? So now, let's just say we just refresh. Alright, so now the header is gone. Here we say, we try this out in execute. Alright, and now we open the console, the developer console, and you see it here already. Here are the cookies, right? And we now say we want.
I don't know if I like the cookie method. I like the JWT method. I think the bearer tokens work the same though. I'm curious. Oops. Gosh dang it. All right, so what was I going to look for? I was going to look at bearer versus Jwit. Jwit. So I'm just trying to see what the varying difference is between JWT and a bearer token. What is it? JSON web token? JSON web token and a bearer token? Let's see what this video guy says. It's only a, but I don't know how long it is because gotta wait 15 seconds. I'm gonna wait 15 seconds just to know how long the video is. It's like,
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you can access up to
Oh my gosh.
150,000.
What type of raining you need? Heavy rain, pouring rain, all kind of rain we have in Sri Lanka these days. For last 7 days, hopefully today is a sunny day. By the way, I like raining. JWT token is both same and or different, and when to use what? Here's the thing. So there is no very clear definition between access token or a bearer token or a JWT token. This name always used interchangeably, and technically that is not wrong too. So, I mean, we can use like that. Here's the thing. So JWT token is also an access token. So someone use access token word for the JWT token, that is not wrong because that's technically true. But usually we say access token or a bearer token. Bearer token and JWT token quite different. And also again some people use bearer keyword in front of a JWT token. And so that's what I said. It's a very cloudy, the difference between these things.
I do know one
So
thing.
it's nothing wrong by using
A bearer token, as he mentioned, is a JSON-less or no JSON token. It's nothing formatted. It's just a token. It's all it is. It's this random ultra long token, a security string. Whereas the JSON token, a JSON web token, is written in JSON. And it's just, it could be a bunch of data that, I mean, you can pass in other stuff with that token. And, but there's a key element to it. There's one piece that's the security part of that token. That's what it's comparing to make sure that it matches every time it goes, it's passed around. Whereas a bearer token is just a value that you only pass that around. There's no additional data being passed around. So the JW token is passing more information. It can be more verbose for what you're trying to work with. Like you could pass the name, the email, little extra information that maybe when that token comes back, you could just read the person's name off of the token and put it up on the screen and say, okay, well, hey Joe, good to have you, you know, because you just pull it off of the token after they've logged in. So there won't be a need to say, oh, you're logged in, go back to the database, get their name. So it's not like another call involved. You can actually just pull it. I do know that that's that. But again, this OAuth, this Blazor version, .NET's API version, you could probably take this token and provide more information. I'm thinking you could take the bearer token, pass it in, have your code catch that token, do something with the token, and pass it up. I mean, hopefully there'd be a way you could get that through, because like you're sending this information in, and the other person's the application says, hey, I need to authorize this. So you say, okay, well, if you're already logged in, it will go ahead and take your login information. That page is just checking for authorization, and it's going to use the value that your bearer token got back. So it's being held inside of one of these things. I'd imagine where it says authorization, it's just checking that you are authorized. it's probably, was it this the API key? I don't know, whatever it is. I don't know, one of these values, some value is actually storing that that context, that token. So, and then when it displays it, it says, oh, this is the bearer token, and parameter location header. So yeah, I don't know. This is, you just don't, you're not making more than one call. You're going to make one call back. It's going to do the login. It's going to validate you. You're good. Then you just do whatever. So yeah, you might have to make another call. I thought maybe you could get more information back from it, but I don't see how you would do that because it looks like it's just part of what all this is. I have to look up what Swagger is. I mean, you said test it with Swagger, but I mean, I don't think you're really testing anything. I mean, you're using Swagger to run it, and you're testing that it all works, but you're not running a test. It's not a test process. It's like unit test. It's not a test.
This way or that way, but it's easy if you know what it is and how to use that bearer token. So it's less confused, right? So if it's a bearer token, we usually use a bearer keyword in front of the token, right? That's same as like a check you use with the bank. If you have a check, it doesn't make any sense until you go to the bank and the bank authorize the check and give the money back to you. So that's how the process works. Understand this flow. Give the check to the bank, then bank authorize the check and give you the money, right? But if someone give a cash directly to you, you don't have to go to the bank because you already have cash with you. Or if someone give their credit card to you, it's illegal, but you can use it without specially going to the bank, right? So bearer token means the token which like usually is 32 or 64 length. It's different and it can be even 16. That doesn't matter. And this is a token, and we use a bearer keyword in front of that. So what it means, this token don't have any information, just an arbitrary some text, right? So this token, you have to give it back to the, like, let's say the front end has a bearer token, and the front end sends the bearer token to the service. Then service need to contact authorization server or auth server to validate this token. The same as the check to the bank, right? You get the check, you go to the bank, you have a bearer token.
I think we got it. So that's it. We got it working. We got authorization working now. We just need to plug it in and start calling the parts. Still doesn't answer my Facebook problem, but I'll have to work on that in a bit. So I'm going to stop for now. Hopefully we'll get the Facebook thing working next.